Thank you for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Sarah Horbacewicz here with meteorologist Simone Thomas. Now, you've had a busy week. It's been cold, but how much longer is it sticking around?
We got to get through a couple more days of this Arctic air that we've been battling for the past week before we start to see that light at the end of the tunnel, which is going to be some warmer temperatures. Here's a quick look at satellite and radar. We've been seeing cold but sunny conditions today thanks to this area of high pressure that's helping bring in some more of that Arctic air throughout the day today. We are starting to see some clouds move in from our west as that area moves off to the east. Now, coming up later on in the show, we got a few things we're tracking. Cloud cover, of course, starting to increase through the day on Sunday. We got another round of wintry weather possible overnight into Monday morning. But again, that light at the end of the tunnel bringing us some warmer weather, but some wet conditions. Now, back to that winter weather threat, we are under a winter storm watch. That's going into effect tomorrow afternoon through Monday evening. All of this thanks to the freezing rain we're expecting. Ice accumulation between 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch as you see across northwestern portions of Arkansas. So later on, we're going to talk more about timing and specific impacts, including here in central Arkansas. So make sure you stick around.
All right, thanks, Simone. Now, water issues continue to follow that winter weather. People in places like Helena, West Helena, Pine Bluff, Stone County, Pangburn, Arkadelphia, and Baldnam are all being asked to conserve water as utility companies deal with issues caused by freezing temperatures. If you live in those areas, you're asked to only drip faucets when the weather is below 32 degrees. On top of being asked to conserve water, the city of Baldnam is under a boil order until further notice. And Helena, West Helena is actually asking people to avoid using water at all. That cold weather can also create serious problems for electric vehicles, from the battery taking longer to charge to lowering the range on the car. It can be a headache. Jose Carranza asked experts why it happens and what you can do to avoid any issues.
Cranking your car in the cold weather may reveal a bad battery, but what if your car uses a bigger battery? Well, some electric vehicle drivers in the Midwest and Southwest became stranded in the cold this week due to dead batteries and malfunctioning charging stations.
Electric vehicles will use more electricity for providing the heat for comfort of the occupants, but also battery, electrochemistry, chemistry, and physics all go slower when the temperatures go low, and it's exponentially dependent upon temperature. So if temperatures drop 10 degrees, the processes have to decrease by almost 100-fold.
AAA did a study in 2019 to find out why driving ranges dropped for EV drivers.
What that study found is when temperatures drop to 20 degrees, which, we've been at that and even lower over the last week or so, electric vehicles' average driving range can drop by 41% when the HVAC system is used to heat the inside of the vehicle.
While regular gas vehicles face battery issues as well, their engines actually help.
In an internal, combustion engine vehicles, the engine produces heat, which, that's partly used to heat the inside of your car. EV obviously doesn't have that engine heat to run off of, so it's like running a space heater off of a battery.
Not only does the HVAC system drain more battery, but heading to a charge station can too.
Electric vehicles will actually use battery power to warm up the battery to allow it to charge.
For any continuing cold weather, AAA suggests you heat your car while charging and plan ahead for charging stations on your trip.
Even something just as simple as parking in a garage can help, regulate the ambient temperature around the vehicle and could help extend the range in these extremely cold temperatures.
Meanwhile, the Arkansas Broadband Office needs your help to improve and expand broadband internet access across the state. This week, the group held meetings to get feedback from Arkansans. They're hoping to develop a plan to give Arkansans the, quote, digital skills necessary to succeed in the 21st century digital economy.
We're going to publish a statewide map that has every single location in the state of Arkansas and the internet service that we think is eligible or available at that location.
If you missed the in-person meeting, don't worry. You can still give your feedback online. Just head to broadband.arkansas.gov. We are just 3 days out from Tuesday's New Hampshire Republican primary. Former President Donald Trump and former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley are sprinting across the state this weekend, all while Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is setting his eyes on South Carolina. Christian Benavidez reports.
We need Donald Trump.
South Carolina Senator Tim Scott delivering a major endorsement to former President Donald Trump, a slight to Nikki Haley, who appointed Scott to the Senate when she was governor of South Carolina.
If you want a president who puts America first, you're going to have to vote for Donald J. Trump. That's what it is.
It's the latest sign Republicans appear to be coalescing around the former president, who delivered a resounding victory in Iowa. New York Representative Elisa Stefanik in New Hampshire Saturday.
It's up to the American people to save this country, and we will do that by electing President Trump this November.
Mr. Trump has ramped up his attacks against Haley in the lead up to Tuesday's primary. On social media, he falsely questioned Haley's eligibility to run for president and refers to her Indian ancestry, mocking her first name Nimrata, although she's used her middle name Nikki all her life. She was born in the United States.
And you look, and I've seen the commercials you've seen. And let me tell you, everything Donald Trump's put up there is a lie.
The former UN ambassador, who turns 52 Saturday, was out on the trail in New Hampshire, where she is polling a close second to Trump. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who has been polling third and in the single digits in New Hampshire, has moved on to campaign in South Carolina. Christian Benavidez, CBS News.
While New Hampshire votes on Tuesday, the South Carolina primary is still a month away and will be held on February 24th. Today, former Governor Asa Hutchinson took to Twitter to share his thoughts on the New Hampshire primaries. With DeSantis not campaigning there, Hutchinson took aim at former President Donald Trump and gave support to Nikki Haley.